Raised bed gardening is one of the most popular and rewarding ways to grow plants in small spaces, offering better drainage, fewer weeds, and easier access. Whether you're new to gardening or a seasoned pro, it's easy to fall into a few traps when setting up and maintaining your raised beds. Trust me, I've made plenty of mistakes myself, and learning from them has made my garden better each year. So, if you're looking to take your raised bed garden to the next level, let's dive into 5 common mistakes and how to avoid them for maximum success. Mistake number 1. Using poor quality soil. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make with raised beds is skimping on soil quality. I get it. You're eager to fill your raised bed and get planting, but using cheap, low-quality soil can be a huge setback. Raised beds require a soil mix that's light, well-draining, and nutrient-rich. If you use heavy clay or soil that lacks good structure, your plants will struggle to grow. A good soil mix for raised beds should consist of about 60% topsoil, 30% compost, and 10% organic matter like peat moss or coconut coir. The compost will provide essential nutrients, while the organic matter ensures that the soil retains moisture without becoming waterlogged. This blend encourages healthy root development and allows your plants to thrive, offering both nutrients and air circulation to the roots. If you don't use the right mix, you might see stunted growth, yellowing leaves, or plants that just don't seem to thrive no matter how much love you give them. Over time, the soil can compact and become dense, which makes it harder for roots to spread. So while it might cost a bit more upfront, investing in quality soil will pay off in the long run with vibrant, healthy plants. Mistake number 2, not considering drainage. Drainage is one of the most critical factors when it comes to raised bed gardening, and many gardeners overlook this. Without proper drainage, you risk waterlogging your plants, which can lead to root rot and other issues. Raised beds are designed to drain excess water, but if the soil mix doesn't promote proper drainage, or if your bed doesn't have adequate drainage holes, you'll run into problems. The first step in ensuring proper drainage is making sure that the bed itself has enough holes or slats in the bottom to allow water to escape. If you've built your own bed, check the base for any solid areas that might block water from draining. For containers or pre-built beds, always ensure that they have drainage holes at the bottom. Next, your soil mix needs to be well draining as well. If the soil holds too much moisture, it won't be able to dry out properly between waterings, leading to soggy roots. If you're using a lot of compost, that's great, but make sure it's balanced with well-draining material like perlite or sand to help prevent the soil from becoming too heavy. You'll also want to water your plants properly. Overwatering can be just as detrimental as underwatering. Make sure your raised bed is on a flat, level surface to avoid uneven drainage. By getting the drainage right, you'll keep your plants happy, healthy, and free from water stress. Mistake number 3, not planning for sunlight. Another common mistake gardeners make with raised beds is not considering the path of the sun. Sunlight is a crucial factor for plant growth, and without proper planning you might find that some areas of your bed don't get the light they need, while other parts of the bed become too hot. This is especially important if you live in an urban environment where buildings or trees might block sunlight at certain times of the day. Before setting up your raised bed, observe how the sun moves across your garden space. Make a note of which areas get full sun and which areas get partial or full shade throughout the day. Most vegetable plants, including tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers, need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day to produce a bountiful harvest. However, leafy greens like spinach, kale, and bok choy do well in partial shade, especially in the hotter months. Once you know your garden's sun pattern, position your raised beds accordingly. For maximum sunlight exposure, place your beds in the sunniest areas of your garden, especially if you're growing sun-loving crops. If you're working with limited space, rotating your crops each season will help prevent some plants from getting too much shade in the future. It's all about knowing what your plants need and setting your raised bed up in a way that maximizes their potential. Taking the time to plan for sunlight will help you grow healthier, stronger plants. Mistake number 4, ignoring crop rotation and soil depletion. Many gardeners make the mistake of planting the same crops in the same raised bed year after year without considering crop rotation. Over time, this can deplete the soil of specific nutrients, which can lead to poor plant growth and even pest and disease problems. Each plant has different nutrient requirements, and some, like tomatoes and peppers, are heavy feeders that can strip the soil of essential nutrients. By rotating crops each season, you give the soil time to recover and replenish specific nutrients. For example, if you planted tomatoes in one bed this season, try planting legumes like peas or beans the next year. Legumes help replenish nitrogen in the soil, which benefits other plants like tomatoes. Root crops such as carrots and beets are another great option for rotation as they help break up the soil and improve its structure. In addition to rotating your crops, make sure to amend the soil each season with compost or organic matter to replenish nutrients that have been used up. Adding compost ensures your plants will have a steady supply of essential nutrients, helping you avoid the issues that come with soil depletion. Regularly mulching your raised bed with organic material also helps improve the soil over time and retain moisture. With proper crop rotation and soil management, your raised bed will remain productive for years to come. Mistake number 5. Overcrowding plants. One of the most common rookie mistakes in raised bed gardening is overcrowding plants. When you're working with a small space, it's tempting to plant as much as you can in every available inch. However, this can lead to poor air circulation, reduced sunlight, and competition for nutrients. Overcrowded plants are more likely to develop diseases and pests, and they won't have enough room to grow to their full potential. When planning your raised bed, be sure to give each plant enough space to spread out. Different plants have different spacing requirements, so always check the seed packet or plant label for the recommended distance between plants. For instance, tomatoes need about 18 to 24 inches of space between them, while leafy greens like lettuce can be spaced closer together, around 4 to 6 inches apart. If you're planting multiple crops in the same bed, consider companion planting, which involves pairing plants that complement each other in terms of space, growth habits, and nutrient needs. This can help you maximize your space while avoiding overcrowding. For example, planting taller plants like tomatoes with shorter ones like basil can help ensure that each plant gets enough light and air circulation. Proper spacing is essential for healthy plant growth, so don't be afraid to thin your plants if needed. It might feel like you're losing space, but the result will be stronger, healthier plants that thrive in their environment. Final thoughts: raised bed. Gardening success. Raised bed gardening is a fantastic way to grow vegetables and flowers, especially in small urban spaces. However, if you want to make the most of your raised beds and avoid the common pitfalls, it's essential to focus on quality soil, proper drainage, sunlight, crop rotation, and plant spacing. By paying attention to these 5 mistakes and correcting them early on, you'll set yourself up for a successful and bountiful growing season. If this guide has helped you get the most out of your raised bed garden, make sure to subscribe to Botanical Bliss for more gardening tips, and share this with your fellow gardeners. Let's continue to grow and learn together. Happy gardening!